Good evening. Welcome to the Monday Night Live Real Estate Call-In Show with Coach Mike. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, please reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this Monday night, just like it is every Monday night in the 7 o'clock hour. And I want to thank everyone in the audience for checking us out. But I want to invite you to get involved in the show. Record yourself asking Coach Mike a relevant real estate question. Submit it to the call-in show hotline on the numbers you see here on the screen. And members of our staff who reviews the questions, you never know. You just may have your question answered on this evening's show. Thank you, everyone, man. It's great to be here. Tonight's show is really, really exciting, but I want to take some time to introduce my co-host. He is not only a highly successful and most renowned Texas real estate broker, but he is also the co-founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. I want to thank him for carving some time out of his schedule to sit in with us this week, just like he does every Monday night. And welcome to the show, Mr. Michael G. Davis. How you doing, Coach Mike?
Man, what is going on today? Prime Real Estate Rick, just excited to be back in the building once again on Monday.
Hey, man, no, stop everything, man. What's going on with the sweatshirt? The running comps is my cardio. What's going on, baby? Please.
Come on, man. You know, I'm a coach, man. So every now and again, I got to put on coach gear. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, look, man, you got to make that available to everybody, man, because that's a nice one, brother.
Hey, look, let me tell you, I got in my back pocket who I'm working with that has this attire, right? They got this line, and I'm working very diligently to get them out there to launch it because I know the stuff is fire, man.
Right.
You guys be on the lookout, man. It's gonna be some nice stuff. And maybe, you know, I talked to them. Maybe we can sport some of their other attire on Monday Night Live.
Hey, man, but outside of running comps, man, what was going on and what's been going on in the world of Coach Mike and everybody at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm?
Hey, man, just doing some phenomenal things. You know, we're coming into the final quarter of the year. So usually when you're running into that last quarter, it's about assessment. It's about planning, getting ready for 2022. So we got a lot of that going on. But you still got to finish the year strong. So we just had our Q4 town hall meeting, had posted some phenomenal numbers. Shout out to our top super producers, Laquana Davis, Kim Stubblefield, and Miss Charity Bennett. That were the top three producing agents for quarter number 3. Did over $10 million worth of production in those 90 days. So, you know, just matter of fact, that was the largest quarter that Brooks and Davis had ever done. So we're still breaking records here in 2021. We had a great lunch and learn with insurance, an insurance agent coming in, and he's talked about vendor relationships that realtors should have. Spoke to us about that. We brought in Amegy Bank, and they talked about their community land trust, $150,000 towards the purchase of a home. Nobody else is doing that. We brought them into the office, so they talked about that program. So if anybody's interested, you need to go to our YouTube channel because it's on there. We had a great happy hour, and we did our pre-home buyer session. So we brought the pre-home buyer sessions back. We did that this Saturday, where we bring in a lender, we bring in our realtor, we bring in a credit person, and we just debunk the myths that's in the marketplace around buying homes. Like, I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions in the marketplace that they're making people afraid to even inquire, like to even explore the thought of buying a home. Like, they just settle into their comfort zone because of these misconceptions or these myths that's floating around. So we use it as an opportunity to debunk all that stuff, Rick, get more people in the houses.
Man, it's great, man. I'm glad you're taking some time out to do that because it seems like every generation you have to deprogram another set of potential first-time homeowners. So it's just amazing that at a grassroots level, there's just so much misinformation that's getting passed, man. You mentioned everybody who's checking us out on YouTube, and I want to give a big shout out to everybody who checks us out on YouTube at the Brooks and Davis channel, at the Prime Real Estate Network channel. And I want to give a big, huge shout out To everybody who's checking us out right now on Facebook Live, man, you guys have done a great job of being so interactive during the Monday Night Live call-in shows. I want to invite you, get into the comments section, get into that chat, send your questions out, because it always seems like Coach Mike, they always fire off the best questions live and spontaneously while we're doing the show, man.
Absolutely, man. They put me on the hot seat when they come straight out them comments.
Hey, man, you know, it's crazy because we already have people who send in questions and we have some questions prepared, but it's those things that is spurred by the conversation that we're having organically that always seems to bring out the best in you, man. So once again, man, if you're ready to get it going, we're going to start it off with question number 1 and see where that takes us.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Absolutely.
Hi, Coach Mike. This is Nicole from Houston. As a realtor, if you have a client who is interested in a property that has a mobile home on it, what things would you make them aware of? How would you advise them and educate them?
All right. So look, you know what a lot of people don't realize is that mobile homes are not really considered, I guess, in the bank, the mortgage companies, they're not considered in the same category as a single family home. They're still really considered a vehicle, even in like when it comes to insurance. They're still really considered a vehicle. So you don't really get homeowners insurance when you're inside of a mobile home because it has wheels. Now, you know, you do have some that they don't have the wheels anymore. They kind of consider them manufactured homes. But if it does not have a foundation, if it can be moved, like the true mobile home, then it's not categorized as a single family. I would a lot of times with mobile homes, you don't own the land. They don't own the land. They have to lease land a lot of times. So, you know, in addition to whatever financing, most of the time, mobile homes, when you're purchasing a mobile home, you're purchasing it from the company, and that company is doing in-house financing because you're not going to be able to go to a bank and get no mortgage on it. So they're doing that in-house financing. So in addition to whatever payment you're paying for that mobile home, you're also going to have to pay to lease out a spot for where your mobile home is going to be, and maybe it's in a mobile home park or you know wherever it's hitched up to. So, you know, taking like those, I think, are the main, you know, differences as it relates to a home ownership. Like you own the unit, the mobile home itself, but you don't own the land unless you purchase the land, right? And a lot of times when you purchase the land, you know, a lot of people feel like you can finance land, but banks really aren't financing land either. There's so much risk, you know, tied into land in the eyes of a bank, because they're like, you know, if you finance my house, I'm living in my house, then the odds are less that I'm just gonna not pay the bank no more, right? Because I can end up home, right? Times get tough. I'm gonna figure out a way to, you know, pay that mortgage. But on some land, hey, if times get tough, if I gotta not pay a bill because I gotta do something else, you know, I may not pay that land amount to the bank, so the bank sees it like that. And most banks, they don't do financing on land, and the ones that I do know do it, you know, they're gonna ask for like 50% down, so they want to be a joint partner with you,
right?
In the land. So
just to add on, Coach, let's say I was an agent and I've noticed that I've been getting quite a few leads or people inquiring about manufactured homes, mobile homes. How would one go about educating themselves on a continuing education level to get a little bit more knowledge on the different types of paperwork and forms? Because everything that you're mentioning, not only would an agent have to inform their clients, but a lot of times if you're not experienced in doing this a lot, you'd have to educate yourself first.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that's a great question, Rick. And, you know, I don't really see a lot of continuing ed or built around mobile homes, because it just seems like, again, the mobile home is separate from the single family, multifamily, more real estate aspect of things. So, you know, the Texas Real Estate Commission and, you know, the Texas Real Estate Commission and the Houston Association of Realtors, you know, they don't really include educating us as professionals around that aspect. Like even you going and selling a mobile home to your client, the commission or the compensation structure is probably a lot different. You will probably have to structure your own compensation into the deal. It's not going to necessarily be, that standard commission we typically get through the MLS. So, yeah, you're right, Rick. You're going to have to do a lot of self-educating as it relates to assisting someone transition into more of a mobile home type situation.
Oh, wow, man. Great answer, Coach. Because a lot of times, especially in the market that we're in now, people are doing a lot more marketing on social media, on some of their personal pages. So you're getting people who are interested in all different aspects and all different types of products. So this one particular thing, maybe mobile and manufactured home, is a niche that I think if you're going to give consultation or educate, take some time to educate yourself as well.
Absolutely. And Rick, mobile homes is not the only one. Like, now you got tiny homes. Now you have container homes. Like you have these more unique type of dwellings that I know the association, the commission, they ain't really putting literature out there around that, tiny homes. They ain't really putting literature out there around container homes as it relates to the real estate profession.
Man, it's funny because I'm out here checking out everything that's going on as far as our questions and comments and stuff. And as always, Coach Mike, you ask and you shall receive. Seems like we got a couple of questions that's come in from the text line.
Sweet. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Let's see what the people on the text line want to know from Coach Mike tonight.
Let's see. All right.
Is it possible to rent to own a home? Rent to own question.
Rent to own. Okay. That's something we get that question a lot, Rick. People want to know, I'm looking for a lease to own, or I'm looking for a rent to own, and a lot of times, Rick, that opens it up to it really opens it up to a more profound question for that individual, because a lot of people, they're going the rent to own, lease to own route because they just don't know better. Like, again, the misconceptions in the market, like they feel like they need to have a 700 credit score to buy a house, or they feel like they need to have 20% down to buy a house, and they don't quite understand, it doesn't take all of that. So, exactly. But they know that they don't want to rent, right? They know that, they're tired of just paying the landlord and things like that. So they feel like their best option is the lease or the rent to own option. Well, the reality is that some years ago, the state of Texas took it into their own hands, and they made it a little bit more challenging for us to do the rent to own type situation. And what I mean by that is they even have parameters in place in the state of Texas where you can't do the rent to own for more than 6 months, or even up to 6 months. You can't really contribute the money. And if you do a rent to own, it's particular verbiage that needs to be in the documentation. So if anybody's ever interested in a rent to own, the one thing they got to do, in addition to the realtor, they got to bring an attorney into this thing, because the attorney has to document. They have to make sure that verbiage is the way it is written correctly. If not, you can get into some legal issues with the state. So the rent to own piece is very convoluted. We'll say that. But now there are these companies out there though, and these companies that are and these are national companies that are coming in, and they're offering a rent to own product for people, right? Companies that come to mind are Divvy Homes. Matter of fact, they came in and did a presentation for Brooks and Davis. Homeward, that's another one. The Right to Purchase program, Home Partners, Home Buyer Creators. So that's 4 right there that they actually have a rent to own product that they can access. The program utilizing rent is more of a rental type program, but the people will contribute. They'll pretty much hold the home for you while you get yourself in a position where you can purchase it. and then you can purchase the property from them. Now, what that does, Rick, is that it opens up the opportunity, because prior to companies like that, if they were, and this is prior to the state of Texas kind of switching things up on us, if you wanted to rent to own, you only had access to the ones that offered that as an option.
All right.
Well, with these different companies, now it opens you up to be able to go get any property that you want, because those companies are actually purchasing the property on your behalf and renting it to you. So it opens up the whole MLS. So when it comes, so to answer the question, yes, it's possible. It's possible to do rent to own. The best way to approach it is by going through one of these companies that I mentioned: Divvy, Home Partners of America, Homeward. And in reality, because a client may think, well, I'll just go through them directly. Now, you still don't want to do that. You still want to bring in your realtor, because the realtor still has to negotiate the transaction on behalf of the company. So you still need that expertise as it relates to the transaction, the location, and the understanding. And then you also want that realtor to be there with you to assist you in the preparation aspects of you being able to purchase at some point in the future. So, but the answer to the question, Rick, is yes, it is possible.
Absolutely. And the reason why I appreciate you being so thorough in your answer is because rent to own for so long has been a catch-all phrase that people don't necessarily understand how it's evolved over time, how it has allowed people to take advantage of certain programs that weren't allowed before. And most importantly, like you mentioned, it opened up to all the available homes for sale in the MLS. Absolutely. And I think of members of our audience who may be interested in something along those lines, or know people that may be interested, but not understand how powerful that is. It allows you to purchase and invest in real property in areas of town that are the most desirable, as opposed to where, quote unquote, they would want you to be. Right. So for anyone who wants more information, reach out to Coach Mike or myself. You can reach us directly, because there are definitely great programs that are in place that have great processes already set up. For those who qualify, you can get taken care of in less than 90 days. So great answer, Coach Mike. And great question from the text line. Absolutely, as always, man. The text line keep you on your toes, brother. The text line keep you on your toes.
It just come out of nowhere, man. I just got to be ready for whatever come my way, brother.
Hey, man. Hey, I got another question from the text line if you feel comfortable.
Look at them, man. They just coming
swinging at another fastball. They throwing them heaters out there tonight, man.
Hey, man, I think I have what it takes, brother. I got it.
Okay, check this one out, Coach Mike. Next question from the text line is, I have a rental client that has a Louisiana driver's license and check stubs from Louisiana. Is that going to be a problem, Coach, when we verify an income in Texas, brother?
How about that? Well, here's the I guess you got a short and a long answer, right? It depends. It depends, right? Because the question you got to ask yourself is, how long have they been in Texas? Right?
Question number one.
Question number one is, how long have they been living in Texas? Because there are people that, like, there is no requirement that once you relocate to Texas, that by a certain amount of years, you have to get a Texas driver's license. Like, as long, your ID, your state ID is valid, no matter where you go. So the people may have been here for years, but they just never got another license. Like, they just never got their license to Texas. They just kept it in Louisiana. So that's number one. And also with the check stubs, and you say, well, how do you have Louisiana check stubs, but you living in Texas? Come on, man. We virtual, right? We in a virtual world at this point, right? These companies are stationed, and then they have employees all over the place, especially now that we can work from home. So you may very well have check stubs that are coming from a Louisiana address, or maybe what they're saying is that the address on the check stub is the Louisiana address, the same address is probably on their driver's license. Maybe that's the case. Well, again, if you're getting paid direct deposit, it don't matter where the check stub go. The money going into my bank account, right?
That's
true. So the short answer is it depends, right? But now there's a way to deal with it though, Rick. Even if even if it gets to that point to where you're like, you know what, we need to figure out the Texas residency, right? Because typically with the application process, you're looking at, you know, you know, uh, eviction report, you're looking at criminal report as it relates to that state. So you may have to pull two reports, a report for Texas and a report for Louisiana or what other state that they're coming from. I know that's what we would do in house. If we had somebody in Louisiana, check stubs, driver's license, then if they had been in Texas for a substantial amount of time, then we would need to pull both for Texas and Louisiana. And they would just have to charge, we would have to charge them a little extra for the application fee. But if they're relocating from Louisiana to Texas, right, and you have verification that that job, right, because that job that they have, it still needs to be in play when they're renting.
Exactly.
So if that Louisiana job is relocating them, they're good. But if it's a matter of they didn't put in 2 weeks in that Louisiana job, and then they come into Texas to start anew, then we got problems with the stuff. So you gotta understand what the context is around the Louisiana driver's license and the Louisiana check stubs to determine if it's going to be a problem. Verifying, and going through the application process is what I would say.
No, you did a great job of outlining the questions, the fact finding that needs to go into play when getting something like this done, man. And I thank you so much because the city of Houston is so popular from people who are moving here from different states, different regions, even different countries. So things like this, Coach Mike, are some of the first questions you need to ask to make sure that everyone that you're dealing with, you're giving them sound advice and you can get them worked out to get done what it is that they need you to help them get done.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely a transient city. We're a very popular city. We have a number of people coming in and relocating. That's crossing that Texas border, coming down here to the great state of Houston, and we just have to be ready for it.
It's amazing because I always like to ask you, where did you get the passion for educating and sharing this knowledge? Because there's so many different types of education, training, things that you head up every week as part of the things we offer at Bricks and Davis Real Estate Firm. So for those members of the audience who are tuning into the Monday Night Live with Coach Mike show for the first time, could you just share with them some of the activities that's going on at Bricks and Davis Real Estate Firm?
Oh, absolutely, Rick. So we definitely stay busy. This week's gonna be a little light because we're flying out, man. We're flying out to San Diego on Thursday, going to the National Association of Realtors conference. We have one of our members, want to shout her out, man, Miss Sydney Ely, who won the National Good Neighbor Award that was given from NAR. So we're going there to support her. Super excited about that. So it's going to be a little short, but even with a short week, we're a brokerage firm that's probably doing a lot more than other brokerage firms. Right. So tomorrow we're doing our the Real to Life podcast, bringing in one of our newest agents, Miss Ikaria Wright. She's a realtor, hairstylist, and fashion enthusiast. So we're going to be speaking with her tomorrow. That's going to be at 12:30. We're going to be going live again on our Facebook business page and our YouTube channel. So definitely chime in. We take comments on that show as well. Our mastermind through tough times tomorrow at 2:30. We're going to be talking about, as we go into the new year, the Astros made it to the World Series. Was it one of their New Year's resolutions? We're going to be talking about that on next Tuesday. We're also going to be doing a lunch and learn. So we're bringing in a group, Omni Genesis Capital. They're a utility concierge. So they're going to talk about their realtor affiliate program, which allows, realtors to partner with them. And then it can create an additional stream of income for the realtor. So they're going to be coming in on Wednesday at 12, going to be doing a lunch and learn. So make sure you RSVP so we can get a head count if you're coming in to the corporate office. So we get a head count on meals or you can always, but still RSVP so we can send you the link and you can come on virtually. So that's what we have going on this week. And like I said, we're flying out. We'll be back next Monday. And we're gonna be coming back with some great information, great insights that we can begin implementing as we move into the new year, 2022, man.
Hey, I want to take a little time before we sign out this week to thank you publicly for inviting me to hang out with you and all the other alums of Prairie View A&M University, man. I posted some of the pictures and videos from the event, man, and it got quite the reaction online.
Yeah.
So
man.
As always, man, the hospitality from everybody who went to PVU is something that I've always enjoyed. So I want to thank you for inviting me out again this past weekend.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I failed to mention that we were hanging out at Prairie View's homecoming. So yourself and some of the other agents came. I got a table. We was able to just kind of kick back and enjoy ourselves. And yeah, man, I saw you posting it on IG, and people was giving me flack like, "Oh man, you got Mike out the house. How'd that happen?"
Hey, well, it's Prairie View homecoming, man. Look, if you gonna come out, man, that's a reason, man. That's definitely a reason, no doubt.
Hey, Rick, you got to pace yourself, man. That's all it is. I pace myself.
Of course, man. Look, before we definitely sign out, man, one more time, man, is there anything you want to mention to the audience? Is there any information you want to share, or you just want to let them know, man, how they can get in contact with you if they have any questions?
Well, I mean, I think we have another great show that we do on Thursday that you might want to talk about, huh?
Oh, no, absolutely. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about it, man. I want to give a big, huge shout out to everyone who subscribes, shares, and likes the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, man. The reach and our audience is growing exponentially, man. I want to thank everyone who supports the show on a weekly basis. If you haven't had an opportunity to check us out yet, you can see us live on Facebook. You can check us out live on my Instagram. But you can right now go to YouTube, put in the search bar the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, like, subscribe, share, comment. And if you need anything in the meantime, in between time, I'm always here, man. And I want to thank everyone, Coach Mike and everybody at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm for all the support that they give the podcast, man, because it's definitely a labor of love. And there's so many people that put so much into it. So I want to thank everybody when I get a chance.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. But no, my final words is just, look, we're looking to grow, man. We're at 62 agents, and we want to get to way more than that. We want to be the #1 real estate company in production and profitability in the state of Texas. Right now, that company has 4,200 agents. So we're diligently working on our infrastructure, our footprint, what we bring to the marketplace, and what we definitely see ourselves as where we positioning ourselves is to be the best at agent development, right? Taking you from a brand new agent, developing you, nurturing you, supporting you to the point to where you can become a very successful agent, doing transactions and living the quality of life that most of us get into this business to accomplish. So if you're in the process of getting your real estate license, or maybe you're with another brokerage firm and you're thinking about making a change, I encourage you, we're going to put up a link. Visit the link and schedule a personal company introduction and in-person meeting with me. So you can learn how we train, educate, and support our agent members, because it's something that we are truly, truly serious about. Our agent support program includes everything from one-on-one coaching, mentorship, and then our support even starts before you even get licensed. So even for non-licensed people, they can take advantage of our affiliate membership, which gives them exposure to the more practical aspects of real estate, as well as partners them with leaders of the company to help them get past that real estate exam, get licensed, and get ready to go. So again, I invite you, schedule an in-person or online company introduction with me today, and you can learn more about what we have to offer.
Hey, look, man, and if you're especially shy, go to the website, brooksanddavis.com, man. Work your way and build up the confidence to reach out to Coach Mike directly and schedule that appointment on Bitly, man. I promise, man, he's a great guy, great mentor, great educator, man. So please, man, each one teach one. Do yourself a favor, reach out, man, and get connected. I want to thank everybody for checking us out this week, man. If you need Coach Mike or myself in the meantime, in between time, We just a text, email, DM, or inbox message away. And until next Monday in the 7 o'clock hour, everybody out there, be safe and be blessed.
Absolutely.